reacting in real time. Oh, this is the moment of the year in college football. Matt, the floor is yours before I get in trouble.
Which moment? The crying after the game?
Well, all of it, but the crying after the game. And
the Sherrone Moore crying after the game was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. Like, last time I checked, Jim Harbaugh is still alive.
Yeah.
He is still with us. And
he went back with the team.
Right. And Mullen's like, well, the kids, he's crying about the kids. And I looked at coach and I was like, what are they victims of? What exactly is Michigan a victim of here? Now, having said that, the way that this has been handled has been pretty clunky, but it's not like it's just the whole thing. No one's a victim of anything here. Michigan just steamrolled Penn State. They're going to win again next week against Maryland, and they're going to have the Ohio State game. This was going to happen regardless. Jim Harbaugh is with the team today. He's going to be with them all week. This society we've gotten into about everyone being a victim over something. Again, they are being accused of cheating. They're not being blamed for something they didn't do. The proof is right there. But the crying last night, we laughed. I mean, I laughed. Call me and said I laughed. That was funeral crying over a win for a coach that oversaw a program that has been cheating.
Yeah, and by the way, the coach participated in the preparation. he was with the team until they went to the stadium. It's not like this coach was carried off, was handcuffed and taken to an underground silo somewhere.
He's sitting probably in a Four Seasons watching the game and taking notes. Hell, who knows? He could be on earbuds talking to someone on the sidelines. It's just. By
the way, do you need a $10 to $12 million a year coach to make those type of offensive plays calls?
They didn't throw one pass in the second half. Not one. I mean, look, Sherrone Moore might be a great guy and great job by him, but this.
Well, I mean, he just got through beating James Franklin. That's a good moment for him.
Yeah, it's more top 5-10 wins than James Franklin has. The whole thing was just, this whole Michigan thing's been funny. They do this us against everybody t-shirt thing, which is great. But then you do that after the game. Is it you against everybody, or is it I don't know.
It's very much something that happens in high school. And they turned it into a movie.
Yeah.
Whether it's Footloose or Remember the Titans. I mean, it doesn't matter. It was just Bush League the whole way. But then again, that's what we're talking about here with Michigan. I mean, this is the most obnoxious fan base in America. This is a fan base that literally thinks the world revolves around the University of Michigan football program. It has, you can't judge a university by those who tweet about it, but I'm going to. I mean, Michigan has what? Correct me, Matt. Won 1.5 national championships in about 70 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, Alabama and Georgia won one while we were talking here, and they looked down at everyone. I mean, Michigan's a very fine academic institution. Great, not as good as Harvard, not as good as Yale, not as good as Stanford. I mean, it's just it's a good state school. Big deal. But its football program is really becoming just comical in terms of what it's trying to represent out there.
Look, go win. You're dominant. You're undefeated. You've beaten everyone handily that you've played. Go do that. Just go do that. I mean, look, you know what they're not. And here's the difference. And the pearl clutchers at Michigan aren't going to like this. If you're going to be renegades, then act the part. If you're going to be if you guys are going to be renegade, then act the part.
I think that's what they want to be. But by the way, I mean, what they're also not is Ohio State. I mean, Ohio State is a much better program overall. It's got tremendous tradition. I mean, if you're walking down the streets in New York and you get into a college football conversation on most days, not when Jim Harbaugh's page one, Ohio State's part of the front row of college football. Michigan's not. Yeah, if you want to go back 100 years in history or 150 years, but it's not that. It's just not that big of a deal. And they take themselves so seriously up there.
Which, by the way, they've won 999 games as a program. Is Sharon Moore going to be the coach on the sidelines when they win 1,000 next week against Maryland? The answer is probably yes.
Okay, and I'm happy for him. I mean, this guy's got a moment that he'll share. I mean, 20 years from now, somebody will be interviewing him about that. Good for him. I'm happy, but it's just this whole Michigan mystique. And if you criticize them, it's very much like politics now, Matt. If you criticize them, they come at you. I mean, you know all that.
You trust me. I've had my moments with Michigan fans.
And by the way, that's fine. I embrace that. I realize that's part of what we do. But as somebody who deals with fan bases from primarily one school, one conference, but it branches a little bit broader and beyond that. I've never come in contact with a fan base that is as insecure and just consumed with their own self-worth in a false way, and really, I mean, there's no more sniveling fan base in America than Michigan either.
Give me something I can feel. Light a cigarette just so I can breathe.